Welcome to Women's Wealth, the podcast with me, Joanne. My mission is to educate, inspire, and empower you all to step into your own life of wealth. That feeling of being so rich in your mind, body, and soul. I'm so happy to have you here. Let's get straight into it. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Wealth with Joanne. This is my last episode of 2024. Oh my God, I cannot believe that I'm coming up to my second birthday with my podcast. So I do just want to start by saying thank you to every single person. I know that some of you do tune in every single week. Every single person who's clicked download, every single ear, every single person that's watched me on YouTube, especially over this last year when I've really tried to step into this uncomfortable zone of YouTube. So thank you all so much for supporting me, and just in anticipation of next year, thank you for being with me for this whole journey. There are bigger, brighter, more exciting things to come, and I'm going to be so excited for you all to come on this journey with me. So thank you so much for your support in 2024. Please reach out to me. I love getting messages off you guys. So if you have always wondered, like, shall I drop her a message? Shall I not drop her a message? Please do so. Make that one of your 2025 things to do. So this episode today might be a little bit shorter. I'm just going to wrap up the year, and it's not going to be one of those episodes where we talk about New Year's resolutions, because as you know, if you listen to my last episode of 2023, I don't do New Year's resolutions. I have the moon that I follow every single month, so I have been stepping into new versions of me throughout the year, and already have started doing some of the things that I would, or other people might call, New Year's resolutions. I'm already underway with that. But what I do want to do today is reflect on the year. And again, when it comes to this, and time, and the months, and the new year, I feel like we do put a lot of pressure on ourselves. Now, just a reminder that time is just a construct. If you take away time, I feel like it does take off a big stressor, or there's something. We carry this clock around with us on our backs, and it's reaching the end of the year. But that's only because we made it the end of the year. So whenever it was, someone decided there's going to be 12 months of the year, and these 12 months all have these different amount of days, and this is when we have a new year, and there's different calendars with different new years. So just give yourself a little bit of leeway here, that it doesn't have to be an amazing, life transforming thing every single calendar new year. It can just be a time when you look back over the last 12 moons and just reflect on how far you've come. And I really do want to invite you to reflect on how far you've come, rather than how far you think you haven't moved, or the bad things, or the things that you might label as bad, and really look at these as lessons, as personal growth, as challenges that you've overcome. Because again, just for your own mindset, instead of looking back and thinking, oh my God, I broke up with him, I lost my job, or I had no money, or this didn't work out, and I haven't lost as much weight as I wanted to last this year, or I haven't done this and I haven't done that. Don't do that to yourself. Instead, having a look at, right, okay, oh my God, that relationship didn't work out. What have I learned from this? Oh, I left that job. What did I take from that? Oh, I haven't achieved this weight loss. Let's have a look at and reflect on why that hasn't happened this year. What things can I do differently? What can I learn from that? And just using these questions for everything, not just the things that I've just mentioned. And I'm going to be dipping into this as we go today, because this is one thing that's really helped me. I used to really get upset at New Year. I used to cry because I did used to think all of the negative things, and oh, this hasn't happened yet, I'm still doing this, and oh my God, I'm in this situation and I don't want to be, and I'd really pull on the negatives of my year. So we're not doing that this year. No. We are reflecting. And just while we're reflecting, funnily enough, I do feel like 2024 has been the year where I've really learned how to reflect, because I think it's a mindset skill to actually reflect and look at what's happened. And when situations happen, instead of going, oh my God, I wish I'd never done that, to, okay, I did that and this has happened and what am I going to learn from it? And I do think that this year I've managed to find my feet with that, and it's probably a mixture of different things. That my mental health has been really good this year. I've managed to achieve things that, to be honest, I didn't have any idea that I wanted to achieve until they happened. I've managed to really feel a little bit more secure in myself. And when I reflect on how I was last year, in regards to my business and being self-employed and just my own understanding of myself and where I want to be. Last year, I think I was kind of not winging it, or I was really hard on myself last year and the previous year. So since I've been, and I'm just talking since I've been self-employed, so the last 2 years, I was really hard on myself, which made it very difficult. So this year I've learned to reflect and just give myself a little bit of time. So that is one thing straight away that I can sort of share with you, that it's okay not to be perfect. It's okay to take a little bit of time to find your feet with things. If you're currently going through something, a new situation, a new path in life, and you're getting to the end of the year and you don't feel like you're there yet, or you've made it, or it doesn't feel quite right, then it's okay. Take some time with it. And I really do feel like time is, again, it is a construct, but I'm talking about time as in, working through each day and each moon cycle. And we do need to allow ourselves time to learn, time to grow, time to absorb things that are going on around us, so we can step into the version of ourselves that we see in our dreams and our desires and the things that we write down in and for our manifestation. Today is how I've grown through these challenges that have come from outside and inside, the challenges that we give ourselves in our heads. I also want to share a little bit of how I feel that this year I've also been able to, or feel like I've secured my own wellness, my own mental health. And through that, I've been able to step into new challenges. So it's all about challenges and personal growth today. So let's start with the highs. So take a moment before I do mine. What are you proud of? I just want you to think about it. What are you proud of from 2024? What have you done this year that you're walking out head held up high and you're so proud of yourself that you actually did it? You've taken the steps. So I just want you to absorb in your own self-glory just for a moment. Just see how that feels. It feels good, doesn't it? And for me, I've had a lot of small wins this year. So on a personal level, we booked the wedding. We put a deposit down for the wedding and, saving money towards the wedding. And for me, that is a little personal win, because before we got engaged and when I was imagining being, planning a wedding and saving money for a wedding, I'd always actually put this on a bit of a pedestal that, this is, it's hard for me to do this, and it's going to be hard for me to have my dream wedding. I don't know, I can't explain this, but when I look back on this year, I think, oh my God, I've actually done something that I didn't think I ever would, and it's come to me. And there's I've had this flow of money that's allowed me to do these things, and I really feel like my relationship with money this year, and I know I've done a few videos on this, you can go back through my YouTube, my money mindset. I feel that I've stopped worrying about money, which is a win for me, but it's strange because last year I probably made more money. And I've learned this year though that I can say no to things, and money doesn't have to be the center of my universe. Of course, it's nice to make money, and it's nice to have that feeling and be able to make decisions that feel aligned with you without having to think about your budget. But to the detriment sometimes of, are you doing things just for the money? And I did do that a lot last year. And this year I've learned how to say no to things. And I found that the universe has kind of taken things away from me. So when I've been in a mindset of, I'm going to do this for a little bit of extra cash, something else has come along. And it's as if the universe has been like, no, you don't need to do that. You need to focus on X, Y, and Z, because this is the path that you're taking. And I've really learned this year just to sit back and think, right, okay, do I need to say yes to this? Is it going to get in the way of other things? And most of the times it's been a yes in that case. So another little personal win for me there is my relationship with money. I've also, and I looked back through my journal from last year, that I was calling in more studio classes, more security around my yoga teaching. I had a lot of private clients last year that I've let go, and I've stepped into working more in the studio, and this has all come into fruition. I've done some amazing events through the studio that I'm working at, full moon events, the Dubai 3030. I've picked up lots of extra classes and covered classes, and I've met so many people and had so many amazing conversations with women and sharing their yoga practice with me. So again, another little win for me there. So just celebrating that. And towards the end of this year, I decided to step back into my mentor role, and just reflecting again and comparing to how I viewed this last year. I was really hard on myself, and I expected to launch these coaching programs straight out of leaving school teaching and have hundreds, thousands of women signing up and seeing all of these 10k month coaches and 100k month coaches, and I was kind of putting all of this emphasis on me achieving that without actually doing any learning with, yes, I had a business coach, and yes, I was teasing this out and trying to reflect, but when it didn't work out, I was taking it really personally. I wasn't allowing myself that time to grow. So another little win for me is learning, and again, I know I keep using the word reflection today, is I've really learned to reflect on, actually, you weren't very kind to yourself. You didn't give yourself time to learn, time to grow. And when I stepped away from mentoring, and then I was able to, pick up a few months of learning time and doing different coaching courses and taking time just to reflect on how I was doing it and what I actually wanted and how I actually wanted to support women, then I've been able now to create something that I'm really proud of, and it's completely different to what I thought I wanted last year. So again, another growth for me there of just being kind to myself, I guess. And finally, my face yoga. This is something that I'm feeling so excited about, and I know my whole podcast last week was all to do with my new face yoga, but I'm really excited to share this with women and speaking to other women and seeing the benefits that it's had for me physically, mentally, emotionally, and I really, really cannot wait to share this with others from January. So keep your eyes open and keep your eyes peeled for that as well. It's weird because I'm celebrating these wins and you're like, yes, amazing, you did amazing, and telling yourself you've done amazing. And I really encourage you to go and do the same. Whatever it is that you can pick out from this year that you're like, you know what? That was actually really good, and I'm so glad that I learned from that, and I'm so glad that I did that course, and I'm so, well done me for finishing the course, for getting the certificate, for having the confidence to go out there and, share this with other people, for trusting in your own skills, for trusting in the universe and knowing that whatever you need and whatever is meant for you is going to come for you as long as you put yourself out there. So please celebrate that. that, give yourself a huge pat on the back, give yourself a huge hug, because just me sitting here, and even when I'm saying it, I'm like, oh my God, you're telling yourself, well done. I'm so proud of myself for doing these things. I'm so proud of myself for being kind to myself. And we don't often give ourselves permission to be nice to ourselves, to celebrate ourselves, to celebrate our small wins. I'm sat here celebrating the fact that I don't have any mental anxiety anymore when it comes to money. I've been able to say no to things that don't align with me, even though it's cost me money. How amazing is that compared to me last year that was saying yes to things here, there and everywhere because that's what I felt like I should be doing. It was my first full year out of teaching and I was kind of in a panic mode. And this year I've allowed myself to give myself time to stress less, to worry less, to actually enjoy the process. So again, another permission here, stop listening, pause, give yourself a round of applause, whatever it is. I'm going to clap you here as well. So well done for your own little small wins for 2024. And if you're not sure, journal on it. If you can't think right now and you're on the spot, like what went well for you this year, write it down. Just go back through the year. Do you know what's really useful? Using your camera roll. Go through your camera roll and some things will be in there. You're like, oh my God, I forgot about that. Or, it could be a selfie that you've taken, or I don't know, any pictures within your phone that'll jog your memory to something that you're like, oh my God, yes, I did that. Write them down. And then take a moment to reflect on how they made you grow. And it could be something really tiny. It could be that you've got a selfie of your new haircut, that you've just broke up with your boyfriend and you wanted to feel good in your own skin. So you've gone to get your haircut. So to some, it's just a haircut. For you, it's a new version of you. It's new confidence. It's you stepping into a version of you that's now a single and living a different life because you've just come out of a breakup, or it could be a new job, or whatever your version of that is. So just look through your camera roll, have a little reflection, write it down and celebrate. And I feel like this year has also allowed me to learn how resilient I am, to understand that to grow, to feel comfortable in your own skin, you have to make mistakes. You have to go, sometimes you've got to go, what's the saying? Go with the rough to get the smooth? No, I can't remember, but you know what I mean here. And giving yourself permission to actually do that, to not be perfect, to get things wrong, to say yes to things that deep down inside you feel like you shouldn't say yes to. I'm going to get onto these in a second. That you learn from these, and being kind to yourself is a thing that we need to do more often. 2024, I think, started off with a lot of self-doubt. And I know I've mentioned my mentoring, and I felt like I wasn't doing it right, and was it my wording, and this is not meant for me. And towards the end of 2024, I actually joined my second MLM. And don't get me wrong, the 2 MLMs that I've joined over the past 2 years are amazing. The products are amazing. And I did this, and I really do think, and this is one of my reflections, that I jumped into these MLMs because I was too scared to step up into my own business, to what I was creating. So by me working with other products and other companies, I'm guessing it was kind of like a bit of a comfort blanket, because I was still able to work in wellness, but I'm sharing these products, but they're not my products. And, then having other people that I look up to and putting these other people on a pedestal because they tell me that I can make XYZ money every single month, and you don't have to launch any programs, and you don't have to share the things on social media, and all of these promises that I actually found for me, and this is my own personal reflection on MLM, that they were just broken promises. And I found that, and again, a reflection on working in multi-level marketing, that it felt like I was living somebody else's dream. And I know women who this is their main job. They make a lot of money from MLM, but they are good at that. That is their skill. And I really don't think it's for me. And I've stepped away now from the two, and I feel amazing. And this is one of the things that, especially the one from this year, I did have a really low point because I was really being difficult. Why do I keep saying that I'm being difficult? I was having a difficult time, and I was really being hard on myself because it wasn't working out as well as, you have these projections and this is what you need to do every single month. And, I was doing all of the steps, but the outcome wasn't there for me. And I was really, this isn't for me, and really giving myself and putting this anxiety onto me. And the person that I also was working with at the time, when I was asked, or when they approached me and I made this decision, if I'm going to be honest, my intuition was screaming at me, don't do this again. So this was for my MLM number 2. Don't do it again. It didn't work out the first time. Concentrate on your own things. But like I said, I took this as if it was some kind of comfort blanket. So you may be able to reflect and think, oh my God, I'm doing that with this thing. I'm also, doing or saying these things because I'm scared to actually be seen. And I really do think that this is why I did it. I stepped into this MLM with this person that my intuition was screaming at me, and I was trying to put it down to, is this just me being nervous because big things are going to happen? Or is this my intuition telling me that you've tried this before and this person isn't right for you to work with? So I tried to overcome that, and I kind of tried to push my way through it. And it was in the summer. There were certain things that were said that I was like, this is not for me. I am not spending my holiday anxious living somebody else's dream. I am not spending my holiday anxious because I'm not able to get on a call to go over the sales. And this is a true story. I told the person that I was going to be on holiday at the end of the month, and I'm going to be somewhere quite remote, and I'm not going to be able to get on the Wi-Fi. And it wasn't taken very well. And I was just like, these red flags keep popping up, little comments. And I was trying my best to see through this, think, right, this is business, and then there's a friendship, but it really didn't work, and I had to let it go. It took me a while to let it go. It took me a while to send the message, and then there was a whole thing to go with that as well, because I'd stepped back, and I really now have learned from that to trust my gut. And when it doesn't feel like a 100% yes, when there is that little bit of doubt as to, am I nervous because of this, or am I nervous because of this? Listen to my intuition, because I've done this a few times now, and I think that, once is okay, learn from that. 2 is, come on, you've done this once before, haven't you learnt your lesson? So there's not going to be a third time, unless there is a 100% absolute yes. So I'm not writing anything off. Opportunities might come along, and I have that feeling of, do I, don't I? But giving myself permission to think about it, to see how things go, to actually use my voice. And that's something that I didn't do when I put myself in this situation. I didn't use my voice to say, this isn't working for me. I didn't use my voice to say, I am not you. I do not talk like you. And this is not the way that I work. I need to find my feet with it. Instead, I kind of just blindly followed, because I was trying to follow the money. I was trying to follow the easy way that we're promised to make money. So that is one big thing that I've learned this year. And the products that I was using, I'm still using. I have one of the MLM products in my desk. I use it every day, and I also use the others every single day. They're upstairs. I'm not going to mention the companies here, because this isn't about that. This is my reflection and how I stepped into something that wasn't really aligned for me, but I tried to force it. So moving into 2025, that is not going to happen again. from that, I've learned that I really want to grow my own business. If I am selling and sharing and putting things together and doing workshops, they're going to be for my products, my services, and my offerings. So yeah, I'm really proud that I can reflect on that now, because I did have a really big, I had a big section of the summer where I needed to get out and I didn't know how to say it and I wasn't enjoying it and I was anxious and I was worried about it and I was trying to force these things, and it was a time of it, but we're through it now. We are through it. So again, permission for you to reflect. If there's anything like that and you feel like, why have I done this? It's okay. We have to do these things to actually realize where we want to be and what we want to do and what we want to focus on. Another thing that I learned from that is to trust the process, even when things really seem uncertain. And I feel like that really ties in with my own growth with my podcast and my YouTube. And again, this is something that sometimes I'm like, oh my God, is there any point in doing it this week? If I've had, again, I'm trying not look at the views, but sometimes I'm like, oh my God. And then suddenly the views go up. So this is why I don't look. And then I do think, is anyone going to notice if I don't do it this week? Or, and I really want to stay consistent. And this has also been a growth. I've really pushed myself out of my comfort zone. It was the beginning of 2024 where I decided to start posting my podcast to YouTube, and then I started my vlog in the summer, and I've been posting my Wealth Wednesday videos. And I don't have millions of followers. I've had a couple of thousand. I've got my views ticking up, and again, this is something where my reflection and my personal growth and my trust that this is something I'm really passionate about. This is something that I want to do. And if I'm going to lead other people and show other people, step into your dreams, you can do this, take the things that you want and go for it, then I have to do that. I have to, go through the low views, go through the overthinking and I guess this is all part of my own belief in myself and pushing through this, even admitting this as I'm making a podcast, that, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, what if no one wants to listen to the podcast? I've just sat here for 30 minutes and I've done this thinking I'm not going to post this week's. I don't think it was good enough. And I really not force myself, but I'm like, right, come on, Joanne, you want to do this. You want to have a successful podcast. You want to share your voice and help other people. And what a perfect way to do this is through the podcast, is through YouTube. Now, if I step back and I don't do these things, then I'm not stepping into the highest version of me that wants to reach people. So again, something there, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, allowing yourself to have that growth. And to be honest, there are some days when it feels amazing and someone will reach out to me and say, I've just listened to your podcast, I really love it, I just want to say XYZ. Or someone reaches out and they want to be a guest because they've listened to a certain episode, and I see that one video is done really well and people are commenting and are saying, thank you for sharing. That is why I do it. That is why I'm riding the wave, and that is why I am currently messing up my fringe, that is why I'm here, and this is why I'm sharing this with you as well today. A little bit on my own wellness journey this year, because wellness is obviously everything that I do is centered around health, wellness, Joanne Wealth. If you can't remember, just a nice little plug here. So wealth is a feeling of being rich in your well-being and your health. And I really do feel that, so last year I was Joanne Wealth last year, but this year I've really stepped into my own brand, and I really try and stay true to my own brand. And I've found that through experimenting with natural products and breath work and of course yoga and face yoga and my diet and making switches, that I've really been able to, I guess, practice what I preach, which also does feel amazing. And my own wealth journey has come so far that, again, comparing how I felt towards the end of last year to how I feel. Like, I've not had any sickness this year. I haven't had a cough. I haven't had a cold. I haven't had any aches or pains. I've rarely had any days where, obviously I get them, especially when I'm just past ovulation. But I remember last year, I must have had a little bit of burnout because I was napping in the afternoons, and I couldn't face doing certain things. And the only time, actually, just a reflection on the spot here, the only time that I felt that way this year was when I was working in the MLM, when I didn't have the energy because it didn't align with where I wanted to put my energy. So there was a couple of months where I do my podcast, do my videos, but I wasn't doing anything else. I wasn't, now when I'm putting my toolkit together, I'm sat on the laptop for 9 hours. Joseph's come home and said, why are you sitting in the dark? And I haven't even realized I'm sitting in the dark. When I've been learning about my face yoga and practicing this, just sitting and learning and absorbing. And as soon as I finish my podcast today, I'm going to go sit down and, do some more because I'm really enjoying it. And I did lose that a little bit. So maybe, halfway through the year this year. But now again, stepping into this life of wealth for myself is really exciting. My hormones I'm assuming are in balance. I haven't actually had them checked, but I'm not having much PMS. My periods come and go without me even really noticing. It's been a really good year, and I'm really proud of myself for practicing what I preach and helping other women, hopefully, to do the same into 2025. You might be listening to this and thinking, oh my God, I haven't got any of those things to share. Now, before I did this podcast, I did make some notes, but I did even think, like, can I share this stuff? Is it worth listening to? Again, my overthinking side kicking in. So I invite you to do your own little reflection ritual today. Get your journal, light a candle. Like I said, go through your pictures and your phone, just write down all of the milestones, all of the little things that have made you smile this year, and pull out what you've learned from those, especially if there's the difficult times there as well. I nearly forgot about those. There are always difficult times. There are always times when we don't trust the process. Like I said, I made these choices to join this company and, and it didn't align with me, and it was difficult, and I brought it on myself, this anxiety, and I needed to get out of it, and it was a horrible time, to be honest. I really didn't feel good at that time because I wasn't doing something that felt right for me. So like I've said, I've just gone through all my reflections on that. So you do the same, but make a little ritual of it. Get your candle, incense, do a little meditation, write in your journal, and just really enjoy going back over your 2024 journey, and then allowing yourself to get excited for 2025. Really feel that 2025 is going to be the year that me, my listeners, we all step into the highest version of ourselves. That's that version of yourself that when you close your eyes, she's doing the things that you want to do. I'm excited to launch my new programs. I'm excited to start teaching in a new yoga studio and what amazing things that's going to bring me, and who I'm going to meet, and opportunities that I don't even realize that are waiting ahead of me that are going to come. And I invite you to dream big next year. Sit down and write down what your year is going to look like next year. Oh, actually, this is a really good task. I've just thought of this. I did this the other day. I'm going to do it again now so I can read it out to you. Go on your ChatGTP, write down, what does my 2025 year look like as a prediction? Let's do mine now. So I've just typed in, hi, I'm always very nice to my ChatGTP. Hi, based on what you know about me, what do you predict my 2025 will look like? Now, I did this the other day. Based on what you know about me, what does my ideal day look like? And I wrote that down in my journal as my vision, and I read that over. It was beautiful. You can also ask ChatGTP to create your ideal day as a picture. So let's see what it says. I hope it's not, oh yeah, I thought it was going to tell me to log in then. Ooh, okay, so Based on what I know about you and your plans for 2025, looks like it will be transformative and empowering. Here's what I predict. Growth in your business offerings. You're poised to expand your wellness empire with exciting new offerings like face yoga, the Wealth Face method, and integrating holistic self-care into your clients' lives. Your focus on combining mind, body, and spirit in accessible ways will resonate with your audience and attract even more women seeking empowerment and self-love. Okay, number 2. Deeper connections with your audience. Through your podcast, newsletter, and social media, you'll continue to build meaningful relationships. Your honesty, reliability, and ability to blend humor with serious wellness topics will strengthen your community and draw in new followers who connect with your vibe. I love this. Thank you so much, ChatGTP. Ooh, this is interesting. Embracing leadership. You'll step even further into your role as a thought leader in the wellness space. Whether it's through workshops, courses, or mentorship, you'll inspire others to embrace holistic health and create their own wealth-filled lives. I'm gonna read it all. Personal empowerment and self-growth. 2025 will bring opportunities for you to continue your own healing and empowerment journey. You'll refine your practices, deepen your expertise, and balance your professional and personal well-being more intentionally. Number 5. Pioneering new trends. As you explore future-focused wellness topics like growing interest in natural beauty, intuitive self-care, and wellness tech, you'll be at the forefront of these trends, offering your audience insight and practical guidance. I just want you to put a pin in that because it's funny. ChatGTP has said this. Last one. Big breakthrough moments. With your creativity and dedication, expect breakthroughs, whether it's a successful launch, a viral piece of content, or an unexpected opportunity that takes your work to new heights. I've just said that. Buckle up. 2025 looks like the year where your vision and hard work align to create major momentum and impact. Oh my God. I love that. Do it. Do it, because I feel amazing after reading that. And I just want to pin pioneering new trends. Joseph said to me the other day, you should do, I tried it so you don't have to, because I try things. I try all of these natural methods, and there's one actually, I am going to do it. I'm going to bring it in 2025 because I'll see something on the internet and I'm like, oh, I'm going to try that. And he's always like, what are you doing now? So that is coming. I tried it so you don't have to. Watch this space on my YouTube next year. So that's another little bit of homework for you. Go and look on Google. Sorry. Okay, little bit of homework then. ChatGTP. I didn't plan on doing that, but that was really exciting. I feel really excited. I'm going to write that down in my journal and keep reflecting on that. And if you do it, please share on social media. Tag me on social media, send it to me, let me read it, give me a quote from it, tell me how you feel about it. I would love to hear what ChatGTP, am I saying that right? ChatGTP, yes. What ChatGTP says about your 2025. God, it is exciting. And I know, again, time is just a construct, it's just a calendar year, but stepping into this, this new era of 2025. And that is it. 2024, that's a wrap. 2025, let's be having you. And I will see you all in 2025. I'm so excited.